Do you want to make this really cute holiday gift, but you don't have a lot of money right now because things are tight? I'm going to show you how to do it using your Snap EBT. So all you need is a 1-pint mason jar or something like it and 5 ingredients. I got mine from Walmart using my Snap card. Get some candy canes from whatever type you want. These are stir sticks, but any type of candy cane or Starlight mints. Get some star anise from the spice aisle, some imitation vanilla, and some cinnamon sticks. Any type of jar that you use, make sure you clean it first with either rubbing alcohol or white vinegar. This will remove any type of oils or odors from previous stored foods. And I started with coconut. I knew what I was going for. I wanted it to look like snow on the bottom. But as far as design, that's as far as I got. So I was kind of just making it up as I went along. I'm not very crafty. If you are, then you're going to have a really good time with this. Get super artsy with it if you want. I was on a very strict budget, and that's what this video is about. I literally wanted to show you guys that you can make really cute gifts that people will use and they won't just give it away or throw it in the garbage. This is going to be used for something called a simmer pot, which I just recently found out about them and I love them. I use them all year round. You can change up the ingredients based on the season, and this one is specifically for winter or Christmas. And in a couple minutes I'm going to show you that I actually make one so I can see what it smelled like, and I wanted to make sure that I added the right amounts. As you can see, I'm kind of just guessing. So I used my coconut first, and then I put in the star anise, which is kind of a sweeter smell than a clove. And then I put in my cinnamon sticks, then I took them back out, then I put them back in. I did the same thing with the candy canes. Then I realized that the way I put them in, the lids wouldn't fit, so I ended up having to break everything in half. And then I kind of found out as I went that the original containers, which you can see in those little black 1 ounce, they're like little jars that I had laying around the house, they actually didn't fit in the 1-pint mason jars. So I ended up having to really dig deep into my collection of old stuff and things around my house to find something smaller to put the vanilla extract in. You'll see those in a minute. Something that I'm going to make for stocking stuffers. Each of the kids' teachers are going to get one, probably my mailman. And again, they are for simmer pots, and if you don't know what that is, you'll see in a minute. I'm going to make one. You put all the ingredients in a jar. I decided to separate the vanilla extract because it's a liquid, and there's the container that I'm going to put the vanilla extract in so that it does not soak up into the coconut. And when you give it to somebody, what they'll do is they'll pour it all into a saucepan. They will add water to it, and then they'll put it on their stove on low heat and let it simmer all day. And they'll just keep adding water as needed, and it makes the whole house smell very, very good. So I was testing it out, and it smelled amazing. The peppermint and the cinnamon come through very strong. So I ended up adding more coconut and star anise to make sure that those evened out with the very powerful cinnamon and peppermint. You can use this batch, like 1 jar's worth of ingredients can be used at least 3 times, if not 4, before you have to throw it out. And I actually composted everything when I was done, but I got 4 uses out of it. So 4 days in a row, I just kept filling it with water all day long whenever it got low, and I let it steam on a very low bubbling simmer, and it made the entire house smell like peppermint and cinnamon and coconut and vanilla and star anise, which is a very sweet smell, and it was really, really good. In fact, I have a pine tree in my backyard, and after I made these, I thought I should have cut some sprigs off my pine tree and somehow shoved them in there, but honestly, I was running out of room inside these jars. So if you wanted to, you could grab a bigger mason jar and stuff more Christmassy ingredients in there, like add in, like I said, some pine stems. Also, if you're using your snap card, like I suggested, cranberries. Throw some cranberries in there, slice up an apple, throw that in there, maybe slice up an orange. Get creative, like I said, throw in whatever you want. I just think that if you're going to be using the coconut flakes, be sure to use a separate container for the vanilla extract, because I don't know how that is going to smell if it sits in the coconut for a long time. If you're going to make the larger mason jars, just fill your coconut up a little higher, like maybe a third full, and then fill your containers with vanilla and drop it right in, and then put in all your other ingredients. I decided to save the bigger jars for family and the little ones for teachers and my mail people. And it worked out really good because I needed to stretch the ingredients as far as they could go. I actually found these little 1 or 1.5 ounce plastic containers around my house, but I did double check and they do have them at the dollar store for crafting projects in the aisle where they sell all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely worth a check. If you guys end up making any of these creative Christmas jars, just let me know. Drop me a comment down below, and I hope that you can get through this Christmas without spending too much money. If you're on a tight budget like I am, use your Snap card. It's a good way to get through on a tight budget. Have a great holiday, you guys, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Check out some of the links I'm going to drop below on other projects that I have done using my Snap EBT card to give great creative gifts on a tight budget.